What's up, guys? Welcome to the Outer Nexus. Tonight we are going to get into orbs again. We're going to see what they've been up to down in South America this time. They seem to be very active down there. So when this first came out, it's called the Buga Sphere. It's named it after where it landed, Buga, Colombia, I believe. When this first came out, I thought it was just total bullcrap. Like, everything about this could be totally hoaxed. I didn't pay any attention to it at all. I just brushed it off as another bottom of the barrel UFO or our UFOs post. But it seems like this story is getting a lot of traction. And people are starting to take it very seriously. Scientists are analyzing it and determining that it's it's not a hoax seemingly. So let's check out this first video here of this is just what it was initially. So here you go. Just this flying metal sphere just flying through the air, and now apparently more details on this is that they think that this was flying near power lines and was hit with like 10,000 volts, and that's why it sort of drifted down. And so it drifts down into like a field, and this is what they found. And honestly, this thing, to me, when I see this, like they were saying, it looks like some kind of art project. We get in closer, but then they actually x-rayed this thing and found it's dense, it has an interior, it has things in it. I don't know if they're able to determine what the material is that's inside of it. But I'm getting, maybe organic vibes. Maybe that's the kind of biologics Grush was talking about. Maybe it's like a Cylon where it's just like fleshy inside or something weird like that. Um, and this is a close up of what looked to be the chip on the outside. And this is where it all kind of falls apart for me. It really looks like somebody accidentally drilled there. Um the way that it's, you know, constructed doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. These look like crappy little brass or copper rivets. I don't even know what, it's it just looks fake to me. But you know, the thing about something that's truly alien is that it might actually just look fake to us. So I'm just going to read part of this Daily Mail article because they cover it pretty well. I know Daily Mail isn't a great source, but they covered this one pretty well. Scientists have released the first X-ray images of a mysterious sphere-shaped object recovered in Colombia, which locals claim is of alien origin. The so-called UFO was spotted in March over the town of Buga, zigzagging through the sky in a way that defies the movement of conventional aircraft. The object was recovered shortly after it landed and has since been analyzed by scientists who discovered it features 3 layers of metal-like material and 18 microspheres surrounding a central nucleus they are calling a chip. Dr. Jose Luis Velasquez, a radiologist who examined the sphere, reported finding no welds or joints, which would typically indicate human fabrication. He and his team concluded it is of artificial origin in that it shows no evidence of welding and its internal structure is composed of high-density elements. More testing is needed to establish its origin. The sphere also displays symbols that the team compared to ancient scripts, including runes, Ogham and Mesopotamian writing systems. Using AI to assist in deciphering the design, the team interpreted the message to read the origin of birth through union and energy in the cycle of transformation, meeting point of unity, expansion, and consciousness, individual consciousness. Wow, I didn't realize they were able to translate that. We interpret it as a message to humanity encouraging a collective shift in consciousness to help Mother Earth, especially considering the current issues with pollution and environmental decline, the researchers said. And here, I'll just throw these. This is more of these videos here. An actual pretty good shot of this here in the sky right there. But the thing is, the more I read this article, the more and more it like, is this really the moment where the UFO just comes and plops itself down and we get to pick it up and analyze it? Is that really what's happening right now, Billy? I mean, we had Steve Quest come out the other day. I mean, he seemed like the guy from Avatar that said we have to go get the unobtainium now. We have the technology, we can do it.
Yeah.
Is this they're just rolling all this stuff out now? Here we are.
See, I don't particularly like this one too much. Not that
I don't either. But this
yeah.
is this is on Tim Pool the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that the mainstream is. There's an article on Fox about this.
Yeah, but you don't have to like it or dislike it to be for it to be true or false.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly like this one as much due to the fact that like the symbols and the writing.
Yeah.
Throw an extra layer into it.
Yeah.
And if you're not looking at it from just a like factual standpoint, it's like, well, now we have, it's like, take it down a notch. Let's look at it. Let's, see what we can see. And even if you can translate the writing, it's like, that's not even maybe good in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now we know that it's something that we've done in the past.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing is, yes, like it indicates some type of human origin of some degree, but the implication here, I guess, is that it's from some kind of ancient culture.
And it might, maybe, but at the same time, it's like, why now? And then also, if it's smart enough, which you would assume that it may be, why not English or Portuguese, Spanish, whatever?
Maybe. So the thing is, like, because I'm trying to look at this from the angle of, because my opinion on this of like, why is this happening now? Is I think it's because of AI. I think it's because of our convergence with AI, and basically these AI systems that we're designing, we're going to be able to contact whatever this is, whatever this other element is. We are going to be able to contact them, and they are also prepared. They know, and they are preparing, and they're preparing to contact us. And this is going to be some kind of exchange here. And this is how it plays out.
I don't
like that's crazy. It's crazy
because it's like I would throw the whole thing back in their face as much as I would throw it in anyone else's face. It's like, they land down here, come down off the. Didn't you get our memo ball?
Your memo. That's what I'm saying. This is the memo ball.
Yeah, like no, like come down here, come down here and say it.
This is like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. They're just like in their hamburger mothership in the Bermuda Triangle, and they're like, okay, make them a memo ball.
Yeah,
make them send out the memo ball. Have it hover over Colombia.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. Like no, like we can send direct notes to each other and we don't figure it out.
Yeah,
like, no, like
the thing, you can't just send a memo ball with a 10,000-year-old prehistoric script on it.
Listen, figure out the meaning of life.
What is this? Like the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah.
We're not that smart.
Yeah.
No, but it's wild. Like if this is really how this plays out, it's just so wild because they did x-rays of it. They have scientists doing x-rays of this, stating that there's the materials are it's clearly not human made.
No, and it's multi-material, and the thing is, human made, just that's a weird thing it's not a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But it's not as abstract as it could be.
Yeah.
Like what human made a lot of times means, in my own opinion,
Yeah.
is we don't normally make it. It's not something we manufacture commercially,
Yeah.
basically. But if you really, were tinkering around, you had a metallurgical background, maybe you could.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying someone went that far to do this, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean it couldn't have been made.
To me, it looks like cast iron aluminum. Like the outer shell looks like cast iron aluminum. Like I feel like I need to get my hands on it and look at these fucking rivets myself and that's the welds.
That's the
make
thing
sure these welds aren't actually on there.
That annoys me.
Yeah.
Too is one of the first things I was looking for. It's like, okay, you have the sphere now.
Yeah.
Like, get that chisel out.
Yeah.
What is this thing made of?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the issue here. Let's see. It weighed about 4.5 pounds. The object was recovered on March 2nd by a group of people who say it weighed about 4.5 pounds and had the temperature of a refrigerator when touched. That's right. It was supposed to be cold. So, and that's the other thing with these is that there's these things could be some sort of perfected anti-gravitic device that was developed by us and is using some type of cold fusion. It could be like that. I feel like there's two options. It could be ours, or it could be something like the Buga Sphere, where a gentleman in Florida in the 70s found a sphere very similar to this, and it would move on its own. Apparently they handed it over to an Air Force base to examine it, and the Air Force base never handed it back. But so it could be something like that, but it could also be some sort of advanced like gravity bell device like they developed back in the 40s of the Glock, allegedly, and that's why it would be cold, is because it's using some type of fusion or some type of wireless energy transmission, like a Nikola Tesla field. Now
my whole thing, my take on this is like, we have all these speculations. Okay, we don't know necessarily that it's biologic inside. So what I'm saying is, we don't want to kill it.
Right.
We don't want to harm it. If it's alive.
They're saying it's structured like a computer almost.
But at the same time, it's like, if we just have the ball and it's like, oh, it's a shiny ball. And we don't learn anything from it. It's like, that's as far as we're ever going to get. Like, we need to learn something from this thing.
I mean, I think they are definitely trying to learn stuff from it. One of the things that's notable for me, at least, is these orbs. When we see videos of these orbs in other shots, we never see any kind of etching on them, any kind of marking on them at all, which also makes it stand out as perhaps some type of maybe art project or fabrication or something, or maybe when it activates, it kind of blends the surface together or something. Let's see. When I poured water on it, it started to smoke and the water vaporized instantly, suggesting the interior was hot and the exterior cold. There are no official reports or scientific analysis to confirm claims of a sphere falling over Buga. Only eyewitness reports. So the person said the government contacted him to hand over the spear, but he refused, saying it would never be seen again.
Which is true.
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen. See this? Let me pull this up. Like this thing, it doesn't. It looks like something crafted, but it is weird. It is weird. So
there's holes on the side,
and there's holes on the side.
Those look a little deeper than what we were seeing in the other ones.
Yeah, the researchers found that the sphere had irregular edges, indicating that it is a solid object. The outer layer appeared to be densest comparable to human bone. Okay, so and that's what I was wondering, is if there's some sort of, maybe this is what David Grush was talking about when he was talking about biologics. Maybe there's something inside of this that's like that. So the outer layer appeared to be densest comparable to human bone. The center of the sphere shows a lower radioacoustic density than the edge, indicating an internal structure that may be more porous or composed of less dense material than the outer shell. Said Nacho Rojo. The findings suggest that the outer layer could be made of titanium or steel, but the researchers noted that a full composition analysis is needed to confirm this. Okay, so that's pretty. It looks like aluminum to me, but they're saying it's titanium. X-rays have also revealed 18 small dots within the center of the object, arranged in what appeared to be a non-random pattern. The team speculated that the 18 points could be sensors, bolts, or fragments of microspheres. Obviously, we don't know the composition or how it was manufactured, but it appears to be an object intentionally built to house these small metallic components internally. Huh. That is very interesting here. So this is what they found inside. They found these microspheres. And what's interesting is that for the Betz sphere back in the 70s, it was speculated there were tiny little beads inside that allowed it to roll around on the ground. Scientists are currently referring to the 18 points as a chip due to their precise arrangement and location within the sphere. The symmetry suggests advanced technology or deliberate engineering. He also noted that these 18 points show no signs of fracture, meaning the object remains structurally intact. X-rays reveal that the points extend approximately 0.5 centimeters into the interior of the sphere. Additionally, the team observed a central band composed of different material which contained more and more small spheres. They believe that these may have been placed inside before the object was sealed. The X-rays did not reveal any visible signs of assembly techniques. So the thing that really stands out to me about this is that it seems to be, and I think this is why Tim Pool had Ashton Forbes on his show to talk about these orbs. These seem to follow along the ideas of Nikola Tesla, where they might be using some sort of wireless energy from the Earth itself. That would be, I feel like that's my most comfortable position on this, if this is all true. And it's interesting because these could be the disappearance of MH370 might be true. Ashton Forbes has been on this for the past 2 or 3 years. And I've been on again, off again about it, about his theory that these orbs warped around this Boeing 777 flight MH370. It disappeared in Malaysia in 2014. Famously, Don Lemon said that it was probably sucked in by a black hole. Well, he might actually be right about that. Ashton's theory is that these orbs teleported the plane. You can look this stuff up online or on Twitter. I'm not going to show it in this video. But he's done a lot of work covering this, peeling back the science of what might be possible here. The video, there's multiple videos. The reason why it's so compelling is because there's multiple videos, or multiple angles, I should say, of the same event. And that's what made this explode so much, is because there's these two angles of this same event. And one of the angles, actually, I think both of them would allegedly be from some sort of classified military system. Ashton seems to have been able to confirm that this system is called Gorgon Stare. And recently he's been on some bigger platforms talking about it. And this subject is being taken a little more seriously because it could be true, especially if the Buga Sphere is one of these sort of things, is perhaps one of these pieces of technology that utilizes this wireless energy system that Nikola Tesla sort of contrived in the turn of the century. And a lot of Ashton's work is related to Nikola Tesla's theories. And just recently, Eric Weinstein, the mathematician, was on Piers Morgan to debate Sean Carroll, a physicist, a working physicist at a university, about and challenging him about the mainstream model of physics, about mainstream string theory, and how how does it address quantum gravity? And as we move into the future, as we try to address quantum gravity, things get more woo, and the standard model begins to fall apart. And he speculates that sometime in the 70s, mainstream physics was siloed off from exploratory physics or cutting edge physics, and cutting edge physics went underground into secret military bases and remains classified. Could we be seeing an alternative form of technology with all of this, Billy? What do you think? I said a lot there.
You did say
I said a shitload there. What do you think about all of that?
Well, which part to hit first? I mean, if we start with what I can see here on this screen, we're talking about the MH370.
Yeah.
For the MH370, I think it's I've never seen the videos.
Yeah.
But it just seems unlikely.
Yeah.
But
so
are you bringing it up here?
This is the video. It's might as well be worth actually showing.
It looks short.
It's short enough. We could actually just watch this. It's fine. So this is the video. So this is from a drone, from a Reaper drone, and this, I think they said that. Oh no, this is from space. This is from Gorgon Stare. This is from a Reaper drone, and this is from Gorgon Stare, apparently. And they've been studying this video for 3 years now. So there's the first orb that comes up, second orb, and you can see it there, and they match. And those are the orbs. And then boink. There it goes. And we can watch that one more time just so you could see it. And the orbs disappear as well. So, yes, this is incredibly hotly contested. I don't expect you to believe that at all, because of how it's literally like this subject is extraordinarily volatile.
Well, the thing is, with extraordinary claims,
require extraordinary evidence, and that's what he's saying, that he if you look into Ashton Forbes, go to Ashton Forbes on Twitter, he has an enormous amount of evidence compiled for this, scientific data, all this stuff. He even says that he was able to pinpoint exactly who leaked the footage, Edward Lynn, an Air Force officer. But what were you going to say?
Oh, no. I was going to say, it requires a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean the video evidence.
Right.
I meant like
paper trails.
Paper trails, and also the whole, what are the orbs doing? Like, what can we actually tell about what's happening in the video?
Right.
Is the Reaper drone video and the Gorgon Stare video, I mean, they're nice to have. But it's, again, what can we...
And so it's for this subject in particular, it's not so much about that. It's more about proving that it actually happened.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, the thing, because that's what I'm saying too, is like, if we can pull out the information, that's great.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, it's like, we can do a version of this at least. And the more time you have with CGI.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with all of this.
And
Mhm.
just to go on a
Yeah.
little thing here,
Mhm.
this is only going to get worse.
Yeah.
As we
yeah.
deep fakes, the ability to make things that look real that aren't real.
Yeah.
It's just
This is it. And with VO3, this is the end of video evidence, basically. And that's why I had such a hard time believing the Buga Sphere videos initially, because it's like, oh, just CGI, AI, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? It could just be any of that.
Yeah.
But again, some people seem to be taking this more seriously, and it opens up questions of whether I feel whether alternative physics theories are true or not. Things like Nikola Tesla's wireless energy. I mean, I'm pretty sure we know that some of Tesla's wireless energy theories are true.
Well, I don't know if we know if they're true or not. Well,
The Japanese are about to start experimenting.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. We can do wireless energy now. You can even buy those little things now. I mean, I have one next to my bed. I charge my phone with.
Exactly. Yeah, like we know wireless energy is real. It's just how comprehensive is that?
Well, how comprehensive is it? And also, like what you said there is it's pulling from the earth. Not that the earth couldn't be considered a battery in some ways, but
what if and this is the one of the big theories I wanted to throw at your face is, okay, we did that video on the pyramid, and allegedly it's got the pillars underneath it from the satellite resonance imagery. Okay, so what
if it's a big battery?
Now hang on. Yes, but what if the biggest battery is actually under the Amazon, because under that Amazon, when they did a bunch of LiDAR, they can see all these temples, like tons and tons of temple complexes and cities and all sorts of things. What if that is where the biggest geological battery, I don't know what you would call it, is, where some ancient civilization really figured out how to utilize.
Does this ancient civilization start with an A?
It might be the Aztec Atlanteans from DC. Wait, which movie had that?
I'm not sure.
I think it was the second Black Panther movie where they had the Aztec Atlanteans.
Okay.
Yeah. The dude had Namor with the elf ears. Yeah. So Namor, set up Aztec pyramids thousands and thousands of years ago, and that was some sort of highly advanced civilization that collapsed, and maybe even the Amazon rainforest thrives because of some sort of geologic resonance with these structures. I don't know. But it seems like there's a lot of UAP activity in South America. We have the stories of the Peruvian alien mummies. We have the face peelers, the green goblins on hoverboards, which could just be military camo dudes harassing villages. It seems like there's a lot of this kind of crazy UAP activity down in South America, and it's like, could we be awakening some sort of ancient wireless energy grid? Are we this close to 0 point energy?
I wouldn't say
hiding it from us, Billy.
I wouldn't say awakening. I mean, because awakening makes it sound
age of Aquarius.
It makes it sound like it's been dormant.
It's been dormant,
and you could say dormant in a way if it's just been sitting there.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it would be available, like, to some degree.
Yeah.
And yes, you could probably put some rods into the earth and kind of make like a, you have those science fair projects where it's like, look, you put some toothpicks in a potato and you could run a
like, what if it's like that? But Earth is one giant huge potato.
Yeah. But I mean, you could probably get some out of the earth, but again, that's a specific claim, that's why I don't like it.
Well, but basically the contention is, well, all right, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say it's a specific claim where it's like, maybe they run on this, maybe they do, but also maybe they run on something else.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, it looks like it's some sort of anti-gravitic thing. and it feels like things are leaning towards electromagnetic anti-gravity. It feels like we are on the verge of coming to the conclusion that electromagnetic anti-gravity is in some form or shape real. And from what the Trump administration said, that one guy, he came out and said that, we now have the technology to manipulate time and space.
Yeah.
I mean, what if this is what we're about to find out? And the others are sending us memo balls, getting us ready.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I just fucking love that, the memo ball.
But yeah, no, that I hope for that kind of future.
Yeah.
It seems brighter than a lot of our other futures.
It seems a lot brighter,
than we have if we just kind of keep going the way that we're going.
Because the memo ball could also be the memo ball of Ragnarok. Like, oh, now we're just as a heads up, we're gonna have to kill you all now.
Yeah, something.
We're gonna have to wipe you all out now.
What is it? What's his name? Bill, from the Clerks.
Oh yeah.
Comes down. Yeah, we're gonna have to wipe you all out. Yeah, didn't you get the memo? Yeah.
Oh yeah, from Office Space.
Office Space.
Yeah, that's what that is. We're gonna have to wipe you all out.
We're gonna have to wipe you all out.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to eliminate the surface.
It's a very specific claim, and we have this ball now.
Yeah,
and I would like to see more done with it.
Yeah,
it's like, and I know it's like you can't send it to just anywhere because it's like, oh, what ball? We didn't receive. No, you got. I sent it to you. I followed it to the place. I babysat it all the way to your front door, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, you can't just send it anywhere.
No,
but let's have stuff done with it.
Yeah,
in public, or as public as it can
publicly analyzed, and it seems like it is getting publicly analyzed. And these Peruvian mummies also need to be publicly analyzed. We need to figure this out. This is become, whether we like it or not, this is becoming an actual issue. Is not like an actual issue, but like a topic that is being talked about.
Yes.
UAP weird stuff. But I think that's where we're going to call it for this episode.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe, guys. We'll see you next time.